walk round that way. Right. Now we're going to use these things just to give us, you do your food, and I'll give you just lift them up on the side. We're doing it only to get the height of our pictures. And then these two I'll lift up. Right, pick a side. All of them. Right, get your fingers right underneath the bottom rail. Right. Okay, after 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Right, you go across. Good. Just lift it up to get it inside.
We have a generator. Hopefully it works. Today we are really going to go at it with this floor. Hopefully we get at least 2-3 rails up, maybe get half the floor up even. We've spent a couple of days investigating, thinking, trying different tools, having power issues, but today we think we've solved it all. So let me show you where we're at. Our secret weapon at the moment is potentially a generator. And that is so that if we need to use the angle grinder, we don't run out of power. We can use electricity, we can have a corded angle grinder rather than the batteries. So this is our kind of fail-safe backup. Jerry's in his usual position with his arm under the bus, trying to get nuts and bolts off. We're using lots of different ratchets and we think we potentially found the right one. So he's doing a bit of thinking and a bit of planning, because you know we like to have a good plan. And whilst he's doing that, I'm going to shave off all the excess foam from the ceiling, which I did yesterday, and do the last taping of the ceiling. And then we're going to get on with destroying this floor. Make power! We are about 3.5 hours into our day today. And you know, 3.5 hours ago when I said we're gonna rock it today and we're gonna get half the floor up, well, hasn't quite worked out that way, unsurprisingly. Very frustratingly, with no lack of effort, the generator that we had sourced actually doesn't work. Ironically, it turns on and runs, it just doesn't produce any power. So again, we've been a bit stymied by power issues. We have, I mean, thank gosh. So Andrew, one of my lovely neighbours, he also runs the boatyard opposite the island. He has tons of tools. He was the one that brought the generator over. He didn't know if it worked. It wasn't on him that it didn't work. It had been there and they'd never known if it worked or not, so we thought we'd try it. But he has been such a fantastic help. As you've probably seen in some of the clips, him and Jerry just got on with it and cracked on, got under the bus. He brought tons of tools which made everything a lot easier, and he's also lent us some more cordless angle grinders and batteries so we can keep going. and we've potentially sourced another generator. Again, we're not quite sure if it works, but Andrew's going to go and check it out and see if it works before we bring it over here. So hopefully we're gonna crack on today, doing what we can with the battery tools that we have. We actually have taken out a huge amount of the bolts. I'll show you in a minute. I can't remember what the count is, but we've been keeping track of how many we have taken out. And yes, although it doesn't look super different, a lot of those rails are now a lot looser than they were, have less bolts. So we are getting somewhere. We don't have a big visual impact yet, but it'll come. So we're going to crack on and work until we lose the light, and then regroup for the next time. But we'll see. I'll give you a final tally of today of what we've ended up managing to do. Yeah. Got it. Hooray! That's pretty good. That's exciting. Look at that. I love that sound.
Wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. There you go.
What? It's out! It's out! It's out! Oh my god.
Wiggle, wiggle. And I'll tell you what then.
That's fucking fantastic. Oh god, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that out, aren't I? Morning. It is Sunday morning at 7:45 in the morning, and day 3 of taking up the floor in the bus. It's a bit of an early start, to be honest, on a Sunday, but this is when Jerry had time, so I'm gonna wake up somehow and we're gonna get some more of this floor up. This morning we are removing the wheelchair lift controls, which are actually mounted through the floor. And since we're not saving any of these parts, Jerry says he can go rogue with the grinder. And after a few minutes with the angle grinder, it was free. This is with 2 of the unwin rails completely removed. I wanted to take a moment to reflect and share with you some of my thoughts after we've just finished this mammoth day where both Jerry and Andrew helped. It's really funny kind of going into this project. I was really adamant that I had to sort of do it all myself, and I wanted to learn everything and do it all myself. And I just have been proved so wrong in terms of how much help I would need to do this. Even just physically, the strength to do some of this demolition, or even undo nuts and bolts and things. Like, I just don't have that. And so, you know, I could never thank everyone enough. Obviously Jerry's been a massive hero. I think he's got a personal vendetta against this floor. He's decided that nothing will stop him from getting this floor up, which I'm so grateful for. But even Andrew showing up, he was just lending us some tools, but he ended up lending us tons of tools that really made our lives easier, and made the job quicker. And then even after that, he stayed and helped and got under the bus and got things taken off. You know, people with experience and the knowledge, sharing their time, is just so amazing. And I just, you know, I'm so lucky to have such lovely friends and neighbours. And the other thing also is that whilst we're out here working on the bus has become a little bit like a social hotspot in the car park. So it's lovely to like have people stop and chat. We're starting to see people regularly. Lots of my neighbours come round, and I sort of joked that in the summer when the weather's nicer, just tell everyone to bring their sort of camp chairs and sit around the bus with their drinks, and they can all have a chat and a catch up whilst we get on work with the bus. But it's just so lovely. Obviously it slows down the work a bit, but you know, just having that social moment and interacting, and people are really interested and supportive of the project. So I'm just feeling really appreciative and sort of humbled by all the help that I've been getting on this, and also I guess by the fact that, you know, I always knew this was going to be a really big, tough project, but it's been made so much easier and more doable with everybody chipping in. So I guess there's a life lesson for you.
We realised that to make this work more efficiently, I should prioritise removing all the plywood from between the rails, so that when Jerry comes back he only has to use the angle grinder to get the rail free. So here I am, starting by removing the safety flooring from on top of the plywood. It's stuck down with adhesive, so once I get a chisel underneath it, it peels off fairly easily. Once the plywood is exposed, I'm taking my circular saw, set to the depth of the plywood, and cutting along the length between the two rails and across the screws that secure the plywood down. This should mean that I can jimmy up small bits of plywood.
This section here gives you a really good understanding of how the floor is made up and why it is so hard to take it up. So essentially, you've got, I'm just making sure I don't fall down the hole here, these big chunky unwin rails. As you can see, when you see the normal floor, all you see are the middle bits, but they have these edges that stretch out on both sides. Now, these are bolted to the chassis, like every cross member. So you have to get those bolts out to be able to lift the whole rail. But as you can also see, that's the, I guess, the safety flooring, which is glued on top of plywood, which is set into the rails, the aluminium rails. If anyone ever wondered what the inside of my house looks like at the moment, it's just kind of constant carnage of tools, charging batteries, more tools, more supplies and tools and things. It's just a mess everywhere, basically. This is the other side of the bus build.
Jerry is back today and we are not playing around. We have a functional generator and the big boy angle grinder to make mincemeat out of these unwin rails.
There we go. Half of the floor completely up. What a labour of something or other. Well, actually, to be fair, probably more of a test in stubbornness and I don't know. This is the current state of the bus, and I am currently at the metal yard because I'm going to get rid of all of these metal pieces, the unrun rails. I don't think this one will go yet because I haven't taken the wood off, but all the other stuff I can sell and get rid of, and that's money in my pocket and then less for me to have to get in and out the bus every time we want to do more work. So that's a big win. That's all I've got for you this week. It's been a slog, as you can probably tell, but I am so over the moon to have half the floor up, and I know that in the coming week we'll get the rest of the floor up really easily, and I'm just ready to move on and start building things back up. This is the last bit of demolition. So thanks for following along, thank you for subscribing, for liking, for leaving all your comments. I love reading the comments, everyone's super helpful, and we'll catch you next week.